You need to just die.
Yes, you got it.
So what do you say grade it?
Yeah, know what I'm saying? Mr. Jessup's class. This here is a battle, and I'm about to win total domination.
So what are Northside Games? Gift?
We weren't satisfied with what we were doing. We were observing that many, if not most, of our students were turning off. Their desire to learn was limited by their own choice. They didn't view anything that they did in class, or very little of what they did in class, as important. They were here only to get a grade and to get out. And learning was something that apparently had stopped a long time previously, and so we were observing that.
It's nothing like it. It kept me interested, and even reading, I didn't do a lot of reading before in other English classes. I kind of just BS'd my way through the class, and I actually paid attention to the work I did in this because of the battles that we had to learn it. So that way, when I got the questions asked, I knew it.
Northside different than other classes? Yeah, I think it is.
So I was looking for a change, a way to address the interest. And my compadre, Lou Jessup, and we went to a conference, a leadership conference in March of 2005, I believe it was. Out of that came some ideas as to what we could do to actually address this. He too had noticed the video game mentality. As we approached what we were doing, we kept that in mind, recognizing that everything that we did had to be based on something that could actually work, that was actually had an academic purpose, that could be proven to show increased learning. So that's where we got our start, and we took some time to put it together, and candidly put, it's been a work in progress. We've made some pretty good strides. There's still much to be done.
Oh, shit. Yeah, that's right. We were working in the yard, and Dan said, "Yard." I thought, pirates. Sweet. Let's do pirates.
It's a role-playing game where students assume a character and a role for that character within their learning process. It has multiple levels, each level requiring certain things to be accomplished before they can actually move up and level up.
The characters are just a choice. You can say, I want to do this because they have a certain type of weapon, or they have a certain ability that helps them in battle. There's the animal creatures, which give you just added bonuses that wasn't really put a lot of focus on last year. With the classes, you would be a Merlin to have defensive spells to protect yourself, and in your army you'd have to have someone who's offensive, so you'd have to have a warrior. And just as a combination, you had to have the right pieces to the puzzle.
One of the key components of this video game is the actual battling, where teams, armies, work together to defeat another army using questions from the curriculum that is produced or presented by the teacher, and they take that material and they write questions.
What we're trying to do with the method is simulate the role-playing game in the classroom, where a student, like they would in a video game, enters into the classroom as a novice with low ability, low skills, little knowledge, but a big quest ahead of them.
The data that has been collected primarily have been CRT scores for Mr. Jessup, and also grades, number of people that have actually passed as opposed to failed, and also A's, B's, C's, and D's.
Michael Cardew was a slacker student. First grade in the morning, it'd be rare to see him there. He'd show up every now and then. He wouldn't really participate, just kind of sleep. Bring Pepsi and Funyuns every day. Just kind of what he did. Throughout the year, he kind of got a little bit more into the game. He thought it was cool to think that he could just kill someone just because he felt like it. If he could come up with a question and they didn't know the answer to it, they're dead. It was because of him. And he didn't really do anything until fourth quarter. And then fourth quarter, he got really into it and wanted to finish the game. He wanted to become level 4. He wanted to be the best. He wanted to show everyone up. And he would come up with questions and study old packets that he never did. It was interesting to see how something clicked in his mind that if I learn this, I can do something cool. I can kill people.
One of the major strengths of this game that I see is the ability or the opportunity to actually work one-on-one with students, to tailor the student learning experience to the student with the help of the student, where the student is choosing what they are actually going to study, what they're actually going to absorb, rather than just being told what to do. Do this, turn it back in, and hopefully whatever you did meets my expectations.
It's almost 3 o'clock in the morning. I can't sleep. I had a stupid dream about elves in the mountains in level 4 making weapons out of some of the ore. This crap keeps me up every night.
Here I was without all these tools that I had collected over the years, and I didn't know what was going to happen, and I couldn't sleep. I learned real quickly that I had to be willing to adapt as I go, and for me that's a difficult thing. But this game put me in a position to where I needed to do that, and then out of that came license and a willingness to throw out anything that didn't work. The goal is for them to be enough immersed in this learning style to actually to make it a lifelong thing.
It's obvious there needs to be a change in education, and this is where it starts with me. I believe we do need to bring video games into the classroom. We do need to model our curriculums after the video game. And it's the only way we're going to bring competitive, competent players to the global marketplace. Every day I ask myself what I can do to get closer to that goal. This is it.